we're back. I am Joe.
And I'm Kokoy.
Together we are.
TITOS with UKULELE. Joe, where's our ukulele? What do we have today?
Okay, we probably have one of the smallest ukuleles we will ever.
Is this the
ever
world's
review.
smallest ukulele? But that's too small. What size is that? Like
It's dehydrated.
it's dehydrated.
Dehydrated.
So we have to make it grow.
Okay, so
Okay, I'm gonna bring out our magic formula.
water.
Water. All right, so I'll just add a little water for this little guy, and Joe, it didn't grow too much, but still, it looks like the world's smallest ukulele. What is that?
Well, it's small. It says iUKE.
Okay, what we have today is the iUKE, one of the world's smallest ukulele, one of the world's smallest commercial ukulele that you can play fully. So it's called iUKE.
iUKE, you uke, we all uke.
Yes, we all ukulele. Now this one, it's so small. What kind of size do you think it would be?
Smaller than small. Piccolo?
Piccolo, yes. It is called the Piccolo, or in other brands, it will be called the Sopranissimo. Sopranissimo.
So, how long is it?
Well, let's bring out our magic tool. Okay, so every time you want to measure a ukulele, you also have to have your measuring tape. So normally you would have the tenor, the concert, the soprano, and apparently the sopranino, then now the sopranissimo, or also called piccolo, because this is actually smaller than the usual sopranino. So what I'm seeing is, let's measure the whole body. It's measuring at about 16.
No, is that 15 and that? 16?
Well, 16
Yeah,
with the
16.
long pointy
Yeah.
pointy head.
16, what's the scale?
Okay, the scale, okay, which means it's the nut to the saddles. Okay, it's just going a little bit after 10 inches. So that really goes below the actual sopranissimo, which is usually about 11. So so that's practically like a real piccolo size.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Normally, when I buy strings online, like, you see the standard sizes. Baritone, tenor, concert, soprano. So, do I just get soprano strings and just slap it on here and cut it up, or?
Well, you know, like we say, any instrument you can actually just mix and match the strings. You just have to worry about the tension. But for this particular little guy, iUKE, or mini uke as they call it inside, has a particular partnership with UKULELE strings, which is actually on the inside. So UKULELE strings particularly make special iUKE or sopranissimo strings.
Okay.
These should not be confused with soprano strings, because soprano strings are a little bit thicker. And you know why this should actually be a little thinner? Because, you know, the more you shrink an instrument, and the more that you have to make the tension a little high, so that the sound won't be flopping around. So that's why they had to partner with somebody like UKULELE to make the particular strings for this one. Now, iUKE is a very unusual brand. Where do you think it comes from?
Okay, I'll take a guess. Not Japan.
Not Japan.
Not US. No, I don't think it's the US.
No, it's not from the US.
UK?
Yes. Well, actually, maybe it's the iUKE. Europe. No, yes. This is a particular brand from England. The problem is, of course, it's made in China. Not a problem, because you know that a lot of things are made in China.
You know, okay.
But look at it. It's actually pretty nice. It's small. It's compact. It fits in your pocket a bit if you do it this way. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. A few things I've noticed.
Yeah,
So this looks like an UKULELE red low G string. Is that stock?
No, actually, you know, this is the iUKE. Now, the iUKE is a piccolo size. That means that the best way to make it sound well is to actually tune it one octave high than the regular. Like your A, E, C, G should be higher, right? So that would be one octave higher. That's why they also made the particular strings. But for me, the sound was too treble and kind of too, hurts the ears. So we put in a nice low G type string. It's actually coming from another UKULELE, I think UKULELE Red series, so that you can actually have a full sound.
Okay, now, as far as I understand, if I recall correctly, even though it's this small, it actually has something in common with the baritone, which is a lot bigger. Isn't there an alternative tuning for this, DGBE?
Correct. Well, because it's so small, in case you don't have the UKULELE strings that's special for this and you use a different regular soprano strings, that might mean that you might not be able to stretch it all the way to the full octave. So sometimes you can actually just tune it to the regular baritone strings, but 1 octave higher. So that would make it the regular guitar tuning. Like starting at basically D from the top, D, G, B, and E.
Yeah. So when I tune it DGBE, am I still using the same strings or?
Yes, because if you use the UKULELE strings, it was made for high tension. So even if you bring it down practically a little notch, right? So going down to high baritone, you would just land on the 5th fret, right? So it can still handle and it won't be wobbling around. But if you were using a regular set strings, then you can tune it, push it a little higher up to the 5th fret for the high baritone. But the sound will actually not flop around as well because you're just increasing tension on the regular strings.
Okay. Now, I've noticed a few things about this. Number one, because of its size, there is no book matching at all. It's a solid piece of wood on the top.
Yes, that's true. No need for book matching because they're regular cuts. But this wood is, you've seen a number of these on the internet. They must be reviewed for the last few years. This one came out in about 2014. This one is the 2014-2015 model. When I look at it, compared to the ones on the other internet stuff, you have what I would presume would be a spruce top, which looks nice. The usual dark mahogany sides, and probably the neck, which has a scarf joint.
Yeah. Okay. So the neck, in spite of its short size, comes in 3 pieces. So the heel is separate from here, and then that's your second piece, and then the third piece is where the headstock joins with the neck. Now, I'd like to also point out that, okay, so this is one piece of wood, and it looks like they did the same thing for, they did the same thing for the sides. It's still one piece.
Assuming.
Yeah, but for the back, is that grain or? No, it's grain, right?
Yes.
So it's still one piece for the back.
I know, it looks like it's 2 pieces.
It's 2 pieces for the back?
Yes, it looks like it's 2 pieces that are well put together, or it can be grain. Yeah, you're correct. It could be grain.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell because this is a naturally matte finish, which means that they didn't polish too much. So you'd still see the pitting, which is nice, and the whole thing actually feels kind of nice, natural. It's a pineapple shape, so it's kind of good to eat, right?
Okay.
But there's so many nice things about this. Considering that this is a UK only ukulele, so I got this one from Singapore. And I don't think you can find much of these in the US or anywhere else because these guys are roughly around, by now, about maybe 80 to 100 pounds. So equivalently about $150 if you look at it.
Yeah. Now, okay, so it has a no-tie bridge.
It has a no-tie bridge, but look, even the fretboard has this nice little, pointy end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's binding. There's binding on the sides and the back.
Okay, another thing, friction tuner.
Yes, friction tuners, our old fiend. Yeah, friction tuners are kind of a headache, but one thing that we can tell, we can share with you is that if you have any problems with friction tuners, the way that friction tuners are made is that they're held on by friction, just like violin pegs. But modern tuners like this one has a screw. All you have to do is tighten up the screw and your friction tuners will be tightening. So this is technically like a locking tuners. But yeah, you really do have to hone in on tightening those things. Not too much. You might actually cause it to break, but enough to actually keep in tune.
Okay, now, how does it sound?
Very small and light. No, let's let's try it out. Joe, let's run it through our sound test. Joe, it's not getting any bigger.
I think this is about as big as it goes for this piccolo.
Yes, piccolo, because like I said, it can be confusing between the sopranissimo, soprano, but this is even smaller. There are other ukuleles. Okay, so we're going to try to compare the other ukuleles we have in our back pocket, right? Starting with the soprano size. So a soprano size would usually be this big, right? We will do another full review with this one. So this is a soprano size, still fits in our frame. And look at how this guy is small. Now, in between, there's supposed to be the sopranino, right? So this is the sopranino. There you go. So look at the small sizes. When you measure sizes, again, it's not really the body shape, but more of the scale, right? So when you measure these scales, they're actually really in between. But there's even something in between here with other brands. So this iUKE is actually in the world's shortest scale.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, you thought a soprano was
Small enough.
small and portable. Well, check this out, folks.
Yes, that's how I managed to bring this home with some of the other ukuleles I have in my collection, because it fits right in the check-in, right? So this is a really very, very short scale, but based on the sound sample that we sounded, it's really high. So it's really hard to find anyone to sing with, right? Or to match it. That's why most people can actually bring it down to the regular guitar tuning so that you can actually play with a regular guitar or a baritone.
Now, folks, you know, the ukes that we have, they're from our personal collection, but mostly his. So no one's paying us to do this. But we do need your likes and subs to keep us going. So, you know, if you like what we're doing, thumbs up the video, subscribe to us. Helps motivate us to keep on producing these videos.
Yes, and if you are looking for something like this, then look very, very hard. They're really kind of smooth, hard to see, but also hard to find, because these are, again, ukes from UKE, ukes from the UK, and they're kind of a very small brand, but a very boutique, nice brand. There are other alternative brands, but where else can you find the iUKE, the world's shortest scale playable ukulele?